I'm led to a part of the palace that I've never been to before. We go through a small door into a small room that has a small pit in it.
And in the dark, dark room, there is a dark, dark box. And in the dark, dark box, there's a dark, dark... Wait, I already messed it up because the end is the box.
Oh, wow.
Remember that story? In the
you skipped straight to the end? How could you?
Dark, dark woods, there's a dark, dark
the
house.
The old lady that swallowed a fly.
The old lady... like immediately swallows the cow. I just go from the fly to her swallowing the cow. I'm like, fuck, I fucked up the story.
That's distressing.
That's what happens in it. It is a distressing story.
How does that even work, like, to scale?
It doesn't.
It's just a vor book.
It is a vor book. It's a vor book for children.
What a phrase. Vor book for kids.
There's probably more out there than we realize.
Kirby.
Oh, yeah.
And Yoshi. How many Nintendo characters?
Put me in your mouth, Yoshi.
Yeah. Slowpoke's just getting vored very slowly. Or Slowking.
Yeah. It's a long-term commitment.
Yeah. Or not Slowking, Slowbro. That's the one.
Yeah, Slowbro.
That's the one that has the horrifying thing biting on his tail.
Mm-hmm. He seems pretty happy about it.
He'll get him eventually. He hasn't felt it yet. It'll take him like 10 years to feel the pain.
I know, but in the meantime, he's basking in the bliss of his fetishes being realized.
Anyway, there's a dark hole.
Dark hole, dark pit.
A ladder leads down into this pit. A pit that I can only imagine leads to the dungeons. The hole is dark, and as I pause, I can feel the drone hovering behind me.
Please proceed down the ladder, Marco. Don't rush me, bitch. Dude,
I get a
punk ass.
I get a prickling sensation on the back of my neck, and I wonder for a moment if this is some sort of trap. I mean, of course it feels like a trap. I have a creepy AI nudging me towards a pit of darkness, all set up by Cassius.
Sounds like GLaDOS.
Despite the feeling, I force myself downward, shakily lowering myself to the ladder, several times feeling as if I'm going to slip and fall. I have no idea how deep this thing goes, but as I start to think it might be a significant drop, my foot hits solid ground. To my surprise, I get exactly what I'd been expecting. It's what looks like, well, a straight-up dungeon. Dim, yellow lighting is cast across the stone walls and floor, the air musty and stale, the halls quiet. The air is cold, and, fleetingly, I'm glad that Amicus has at least that. And as I'm thinking this, I hear movement up ahead. Shuffling footsteps and shadows being cast on the walls of the hallway in front of me. I take a few steps forward, but Calm buzzes behind me.
Remain close to the ladder, please.
I stop and wait impatiently, wondering if what's ahead is indeed Amicus. Again, I get that creeping feeling that I've been betrayed somehow. That what's up ahead is some sort of monster Cassius has decided to feed me to.
There's a Minotaur down here.
Yep. But it's the House of Leaves Minotaur. It's an abstract Minotaur.
It's a concept.
It's a metaphor. For what? It's a metaphor. Instead, though, what turns the corner is Amicus. For a moment, the wolf stands there at the other end of the hall, staring at me. Then, before I know it, he's running at me. I start to move forward, but Calm tells me to stay put once again, more firmly this time. So I force myself to wait, watching as my wolf sprints at me. As he gets closer, I open my arms, and the next thing I know, I'm caught up in a mass of fur, warmth, and tears.
Aww.
Marco! I'm spun around in a circle, my face pressing hard against the wolf's neck before I'm set down again. Amicus doesn't let me go, though, clutching me tightly to his body. He'd sounded happy at first, but now I feel him gasp and shake. Amicus? I pull back as much as he'll let me so I can see his face.
Aww.
I see then that he's crying, not even trying to hide it as he looks down at me with reddened eyes. He looks okay, for the most part. His fur is a bit disheveled, and maybe he's a little thinner, but otherwise he looks healthy. The most noticeable change is actually his smell, a hint of musk without any scent of lavender. Amicus is looking at me just as closely, and one of his paws comes up to brush a thumb pad across my cheek. It's then that I realize that I'm crying too. So I press my face against his chest again, and we stay like that for a while. After about 10 minutes, our breathing is under control, and the wolf's grip on me loosens, though he doesn't let go. Finally, Amicus is the first to speak. Marco, I am so sorry. What are you still doing here? You're a Chemian. You need to go to Neferu and tell him that you want to be taken home, or at least a Chemia. That's like part of why he's crying so hard, I think, is he probably accepted two realities, one where we're dead and one where we're gone forever.
Yeah, either way, he thought he'd never see us again.
Like, it was completely like... And that's the second time that that's happened?
Yeah.
That's the second time he's had to deal with accepting that he'll never see us again, and then this moment happens. His voice breaks. You need to get off of Adastra. It's not safe for you here. At the very least, have Virginia help smuggle you from the palace. You could... I reach up a hand and press it against his muzzle, both to stop him from telling me to do things I won't be doing, and also because I feel like Calm is recording this, even if Cassius doesn't mean to monitor us. Amicus pauses in surprise as I clamp his muzzle shut. Then I see his eyes well up again as he reaches up to cup my hand and press his face into it, closing his eyes. I'm fine. I'm here to help you. I choose my words carefully. I'm going to help you, and I'm not leaving until I do. Marco. I'm not leaving. Please. This time I bring my other hand up to his mouth. I'm safe. Neferu is keeping me very safe. Nothing can be done to me. I'm a Chemian now.
10 minutes remaining, Marco.
Already?
20 minutes is nothing.
Yeah. Suddenly I'm pressed up against the wolf's chest again as Amicus hugs me tightly. I'm such a damn fool. I never think of others. I ruined your life, and for what? No. I press back again. I know that I can leave with Neferu's help, but I'm choosing not to. Amicus opens his mouth to say more, but I cut in before he can. I want to be here, and I'm going to... I'm about to say take down Kato, but I cut myself off. Help you. Even Cassius wants to. I'm gonna get you out of here, no matter what. More tears start to well up, so I just hug him, and we stay like that for a while. I wish I'd thought of things to say. I'm sure there are things I could have brought up that might have helped me, or Amicus, but my mind is blank. And all I want to do is hold my wolf. Please, just don't involve yourself too much. Keep yourself safe. Being a Chemian doesn't guarantee all that if you meddle. I can hear Amicus trying to choose his own words carefully. Yeah, Kato's already shown me that. Amicus jerks back, looking at me. Did he do something to you? Not me. Neferu. What happened? Neferu was kind of being forward, and he got kicked in the nuts. What? Yeah. But he's the Pharaoh's son. Yeah, so I know that I need to be especially careful. The look of shock in Amicus's face slowly changes to one of slight amusement. Well, that's something I can't imagine. It was definitely something. I'm glad to see Amicus smiling a little at least.
1 minute.
I feel a flash of annoyance at the AI before Amicus is hugging me tightly again. I'm going to be careful. I'm just gonna help everyone figure out how best to clear your name. I love you so much. I love you too.
Time limit has been reached. Please proceed to the ladder, Marco. Please proceed to your cell, Amicus.
Amicus's embrace doesn't loosen, and instead he lowers his head to kiss me. I kiss back.
Please untangle your limbs and oral cavities and proceed to your respective directives.
Untangle your oral cavities.
Oh, goodness.
Just the worst words together. Amicus huffs in annoyance before drawing back. And I'll be back. I just need to ask Cassius for the right times. Alright. There's so much more I want to say to you, so please, return soon if you possibly can. Of course, as soon as I can. Amicus gives me a small smile, and though I see tears in his eyes, they don't overflow this time. You can have a little Amicus as a treat. That was literally shorter than the scene we had with Cassius negotiating the chance to get it.
Yeah,
that's the kind of situation they're in now.
I was like, man, 20 minutes is nothing. That's like, we're probably like, I feel like, well, I mean, I'm probably off and it'll show. But I feel like we're already like at 20 minutes in this episode, nearly.
No, 10 minutes.
Oh, see, fuck, my perception of time is so wrong.
Yeah, it's even faster in a video game terms, especially when they hug for 10 minutes and then that's all that the text is for that 10 minutes.
And I thought that was very sweet, but my brain was like, you guys, you're wasting time.
Well, like, he couldn't think. He was just, they're overcome.
The, like...
Because they're in love.
Yeah, so just think of it this way, guys. Imagine, like, your time with your loved one being... like twice as long as how far you are currently in this episode. Isn't that not enough time?
It's not good.
That's tragic. It's not even like an episode of
an
anime. even if you don't count commercials.
Yeah, you have to skip the trailer. You have to like skip the intro to get that short. Mm-hmm. Which admittedly they can be so fucking long sometimes for such a short like time slot of a show. The journey back to Neferu's room is when it all hits me at once. And I have to constantly wipe my eyes in case someone like Alex, Neferu, or Kato comes around the corner and sees me. I already desperately miss Amicus, and now that I've just left him, I'm reminded of how alone I feel now that he's not always by my side. Next time I visit, I'll bring a bunch of stuff to say, do, and eat. I can't imagine the dungeon food is any good. Maybe we can find more privacy next time. And we'll be able to plan things out. Maybe pass information on to him somehow. Or the thought of this makes me feel a little bit better, and my eyes are mostly dry as I near the jackal's room. It's at that moment that I get a strange whiff of something in the air. Like mothballs? That's all that comes to mind. It's something I've never smelled before in the palace before, so I find myself pausing in the hallway, looking around.
I'm not really sure if I know what mothballs smell like.
Yeah, I never know what they mean when they say that, but also, is it time for the scene?
That's ominous.
Nothing seems out of place. It's quiet and bright, as it usually is, but that's when I realize where I am.
The music is scaring me.
Oh, it's not the scene I think it is. Damn it.
Your reaction scared me too.
I know what scene it is, though, too. We're up for something.
Oh, no!
There's a door on my left, and I immediately know that's the meditation room. I remember then that Cassius mentioned that he wanted to meditate, to talk to the parents. Is he in there doing that right now? Is that smell part of it? I'm reminded of the night I first met Amicus, that I'd smelled something like burning rubber in the air. This isn't that, but I have to wonder if maybe the parents emit this odd smell when they arrive. I stand there for a while, listening. I don't hear anything, but that smell continues, and I know now that it's definitely coming from that room. My eyes are squarely locked on the black panel. I want to open it, but I know I can't. If Cassius really is in the middle of talking to the parents, I could ruin everything. So I start to turn away, deciding that I'll ask Neferu what might be going on in there. But as I do, the door opens and a cloud of billowing white smoke comes out. I gasp and jump back, seeing a figure standing in the doorway. It's Cassius, and he's hacking and coughing, gasping for breath. I can see that he's shaking, too, and I'm about to back away when he locks eyes on me. His eyes are wide, bloodshot, and I can see what looks like vomit on his chest. His muzzle hangs open as if trying to talk to me. He's hyperventilating, though, and that's finally when I step forward. Cassius, are you okay? I have to walk into the cloud to get to him. I'm enveloped in that chemical smell, immediately coughing out the acrid smoke. Help me. Cassius reaches out to me and I catch his paw. Immediately he slumps against me, and I stumble under a significant weight. This song? Yep. That's a familiar theme.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere near to that of Amicus, but he is a wolf after all. What happened? I try to peer into the room, but it's so smoky. I see what looks like a little fire in the middle, though, a pot burning something inside.
Is he doing some sort of like spirit journey? Like,
did Cassius just hotbox himself or something?
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Parents, demons. I don't know what to do. At first I start to try and pull Cassius along toward Neferu's room, but I immediately switch course, deciding that I definitely won't make it. Amicus's room is closer. I just hope I can still get in there. I can't.
Cassius is tripping.
Cassius whines and then suddenly lets out a retch. I try to ignore it, just kind of hoping that someone else will come around the corner to help me, even if it's Kato. As I'm thinking this, I realize that the hall seems to stretch further and further ahead of me. The light takes on an odd quality, strangely sharp and bright, and just like that, I instantly fall into what feels like a dream.
Ooh, yeah, we're tripping. We're gonna have a bad time, everyone.
God damn it, what were you smoking? Parents! I was smoking parents.
Just their ashes.
Cassius squeaks. I'm angry, not just because this dumb wolf got me high on who knows what, but because I'm realizing that this is what Cassius was referring to when he said the traditional technique of contacting parents had worked. All he was doing was getting high on some DMT shit.
I was gonna say DMT. it's like one of the there's a handful of drugs that are just like scary.
Is that live your whole life one you talk about?
Yeah, I think so. That's like the one that they say. I mean, like I said, I've not done DMT, but it's supposed to be like how it feels like when you're about to die. There are certain ones that you just go into the middle of like the Amazon rainforest and some person like makes you do as a part of a spirit journey, but it's horrible. It's supposed to make you feel like one of the worst experiences you'll ever have, but it's supposed to make you like a better person. There's a few of those out there.
Those ones are supposed to like reprogram how you view the world or something.
Yeah.
Is this how it's always been? Are the wolves, all the aliens, just getting their crazy parent ideas from some drug?
That would be a great twist. It's like, oh my gosh, and then all the inventions they made were just things that they came up with when they were stoned. Like, oh, the parents gave us these ideas, but it's just like they're just in a room coming up with really crazy stuff.
The hall continues to extend ahead of me, and suddenly I feel like I'm looping in time, like time doesn't matter at all anymore. I can see why Cassius is panicking. I'm starting to myself. After what seems like an eternity, I manage to find Amicus's door. Shakily, I reach out and press the panel, the door sliding open.
It's such a strange color shift.
Yeah,
to see this room like
it's all
this.
blues. I practically throw Cassius under the bed. He seems to have stopped blubbering at this point. I collapse onto the sofa, my anger at the wolves and so-called parents dissipating from my mind as the high increases. I raise my hands in front of my face and immediately regret it as they start to stretch and bend. Quickly, I jerk them back to my chest, hugging myself, trying to keep my breathing under control. It feels like I'm sinking into a crater, like the ceiling is raising up above me, and that time won't start moving again. I gasp and clutch at the cushions, shutting my eyes, trying to calm myself down.
You seem to be worried about something. Want a stress tablet to help you out?
Don't you love how every episode you just don't know what's going to happen? Right?
Don't you like how
now more than ever
these computers just constantly offer people medication and drugs?
I wonder if there's something to read into that. That voice. Sounds kind of like calm, kind of not.
He said, do you wanna? Like, it didn't say want to, it said wanna, which doesn't seem like something a robot would say.
Maybe that's his interpretation right now.
Want a stress tablet to help you out, bud? I got
Would you like to
some in
mix
my
drugs
jacket.
with drugs? Oh yeah, sounds like calm, but not.
Yeah, definitely not.
No.
They help you chill.
What? My confusion over Calm's voice melts away as mercifully darkness takes me. Ah, yes, the void, finally. Yep, there's why we're hearing that song.
Oh, okay, I see.
I'm relieved to find myself back in space. I float, content, calm, happy, even though I sense someone watching me just behind me. Behind me. There is no behind me because I don't have a body anymore.
Horrifying.
Instead,
Horrifying
the
thought.
feeling creeps just outside of my awareness. Whenever I try to focus on it, it slips away. So instead, I just let it go, floating in space, feeling almost nothing. And feeling nothing right now, after everything, feels good. But after a moment, I start to get vague, far-off feelings. Not my own feelings, but the feelings of others. And I pick them up like distant whispers.
We've interfered far too much already.
Nothing goes to plan with the wolves. It must be done. I'm only half listening, coasting on the waves of soothing, empty space. If this is how the drug makes you feel, I'm pretty into it.
The more we interfere, the harder it will be to predict anything.
There is no other choice. The voice feelings cease at that point, and I continue to ripple on the waves of the universe. That's when I notice something appearing in the center of my infinite space. I've seen this thing before, I think. Dreams that had fled my mind the moment I'd woken up suddenly come flooding back. I focus on this being, this creature that's been following me since I was abducted. He looms there, staring at me, even though I'm everywhere at once. The silence goes on for a while. Or maybe not. I still don't have any sense of time. That is, until the creature speaks.
Marco.
The voice is deep and masculine, rumbling through my being.
I definitely didn't voice it like that. Well, because at first I just started saying it in my own voice because I didn't have a figure yet.
Yeah.
Back at the beginning, I just was kind of saying it like prophetically, but in my own voice.
It's really hard for anyone to pull off like an otherworldly dragon rumble.
How does Cthulhu talk?
Does he? I'm not even sure. I wait a moment, then try to acknowledge him, made difficult by the fact that I don't have a mouth to speak with. I have no mouth and I must scream.
If you wish to communicate, then do so. I can hear you. That just sounds like Neferu. I only have one. I only have one deep sub? Man voice. Yeah. One meatball sub.
What? I try to think the word at him, but it's slow and clumsy in my mind, and I just wish I could talk. There's a rumble of amusement through the air.
If you desire a body, simply will it to be. The loss of self is a disturbing feeling for you creatures, I know.
What he's saying doesn't make all that much sense, but I try anyway. And just like that, I feel my being start to pull together. I start to materialize right in front of the creature, and I can see my hands in front of myself again. When I look down, I see my body, naked. As soon as I see that, I feel a shock of embarrassment and my robe suddenly appears on my body. I still don't feel right, like I'm still not in this body that I see. Still, it does feel better, and I'm able to open my mouth. What is this? My mouth feels strange and rubbery, and at the same time it feels like cotton is coating the inside.
This is...
For the first time, the creature seems unsure what he should say.
Well, it's a bit complicated to explain, but it's simply a space where you and I might be able to communicate peacefully.
That's not really an answer.
No, but if I were to explain it in depth, it would waste the small amount of time we have together and confuse you even further.
I try to stay focused, wanting to know as much about this guy as I can before the drug wears off. You're a parent? That rumbling laughter tickles at the edge of my existence again.
No, definitely not. I am a monitor lizard.
Monitor. I see. It's really funny, actually. Do you think he runs on HDMI? I see fear trickles down my imagined spine as I realize what this all might mean. The monitor quickly holds up a paw.
No, don't worry. You're not in trouble.
I watch him cautiously, as if he's only lulling me into a false sense of security before annihilating me on the spot. Again, that feeling of amusement.
Now, that would be impossible to do here.
I try to keep my thoughts focused. What about Amicus? Is he in trouble?
No, he only did what we had planned for him to do.
Planned? There's a pause, as if the monitor is gathering his thoughts.
No, I'm simply receiving instructions.
From?
The parents.
I stare at him. They're talking to you?
Yes, about you and what I can and cannot tell you.
Why don't they just talk to me then?
Because they cannot. Direct communication is impossible.
Then how?
I was specifically designed to be a bridge between your, let's say, dimension and theirs.
I don't really know what to think about that, but I'm getting the feeling that I shouldn't be distracted by these things right now.
That would be wise.
So what do you mean planned? The parents set Amicus up somehow?
Your abduction and introduction to the Wolven Empire was meant to happen.
Why? Another slight pause.
The wolves could single-handedly undo the Galaxius, but you can change that.
I frown, feeling some anxiety slip through the drug-induced calm. What? How?
The wolves are a stubborn sibling, possibly a mistake made at the very beginning, but the parents can still see the correct path and destination.
See? Can they see the future or something?
In a way, yes. Their minds exist in many times at once.
I'm starting to become lost, and suddenly, I begin to feel like a primitive life form, incapable of understanding this ancient alien monolith before me.
Do not feel that way. You yourself may not understand, but your species as a whole is more than capable.
My mind automatically thinks back to how we were abandoned by the wolves. By maybe even the jackals, too.
You were abandoned by all the siblings.
Boom! Acknowledgement.
Because you're ugly and have no fur, and are not cute at all. Naked mole rat people.
They were just dancing around it so much before that I'm like, Marco, you gotta fix it on this more, come on. Because this is nuts. The moment you're like, oh, that's the Egypt.
That looks like Egyptian stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask any more questions.
So now we can look forward to every single sibling race looking like some kind of culture, of which we already know 4 of them, based on Egypt, Rome, Greece, and India.
Yeah.
My mind automatically thinks back to how we were abandoned by the wolves, by maybe even the jackals too.
You were abandoned by all the siblings. Nobody loves you. You guys are awful. You're destroying the planet. They don't want any involvement with you and your heinous ideas.
What would be the American animal?
I was just thinking about like what, because I was like, oh, like, you know.
Because obviously not us, because our not the United States, but you know the American continent.
I was like, you know, thinking about my heritage. I'm like, I'm Norwegian. What do we get? I was like thinking about all these cool animals that.
I would wonder how granular they're gonna get with the European countries, though. I feel like they
somebody's
said
got to be bear.
I feel like they said 12.
Bears.
I think we would be brown bears.
Yeah, I mean the Americas.
Grizzly bears.
Northern America is pretty like rife with bears.
Yeah. North America's probably a grizzly bear. This is interesting.
South America can be something like maybe some beautiful birds.
I was thinking bird too. Huh.
Australia can be crocodile people. Yes, my favorite group will be the crocodile people.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Would it be crocodiles or some kind of marsupial?
Yeah, a bunch of kangaroo folk.
I mean, kangaroos and koalas are both pretty cute.
I mean, I
Those
think,
are pretty good.
you know, don't hate me, audience. I don't think koalas are very cute.
Yeah, but koala
looking.
characters are.
Yeah, fake koalas are cute.
Yeah. Oh, I should show you sometime. There's an entire video game called Stone that's just about a stoner gay old koala man.
Well, that sounds great already. I like that already.
I think he's looking for his missing boyfriend or some kind of crime or something in the game, but he's also just like a wreck, and the game's got like a saturated color scheme and stuff, and he's going through like parties and things, and it's just a very amusing premise. I feel like the game was trash or something though, like to actually play, but I don't remember.
It sounds like a depressing Odd Taxi spinoff.
Yeah, fitting. First, oh. Look at this.
Ah!
Neither of us read the screen. For a single moment, multiple images of several different creatures crossed my mind. A bear, a wolf, a jackal, a lion, a ram.
Africa
a lion. Yeah, Africa is lion.
Rams,
ram.
I guess, could probably be like mountainous areas of Europe.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where rams are from.
Well, you could do like. Yeah, I'm trying to think about that too. There's rams in a lot of places.
Do you think the bears are gonna have feathers?
The bears?
Yeah. Not literally like on their body. I mean, like, do you think they're gonna dress in feathers? Do you think they're gonna go that direction with it?
I mean, I would say that would be like, it would come off as appropriation, but not really. Because
it's supposed to literally be the culture.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like armbands and feathers and things. I don't know. I have no fucking clue what is that Norway? Is that the Norse area or something? Where are rams?
Like Himalayas or like mountainous cold regions.
Oh.
So it'd be somewhere like Nepal or something, I think.
Mongolia.
Yeah, like Mongolia.
I don't know. I'm bad. We already know what 3 of these are. No, we don't. We know where 2 of them are. It's just the wolf and the jackal.
I mean, I think we can guess the bear and the lion pretty well.
Lions
only exist in one continent.
They're all recognizable, and what they wear is recognizable too, reminding me of several different cultures on Earth.
Please elaborate.
The images everyone's like, give us the context.
I want to see them all.
The images finally stop on a tiger in a flowing dress with intricate designs and patterns, and what looks like a sari draped over her shoulder. As the image fades from my mind, somehow I know immediately that it's Mira.
Yes, we reigned in the wolves once before, with the help of the Hindos, but it lasted for a far shorter period of time than we'd foreseen. That's why we turned to you to play her ancient role.
But we're not part of the Galaxius. Everyone failed at uplifting us. So isn't something wrong with us?
We're super unlikable, man.
Another pause.
In a way, yes. But after the attempts, all of the parents realized that humans would factor into the Galaxius later. Now.
All? Aren't the parents competing with each other? This time I only get silence in response. I wonder if he's just been told that he can't tell me that. So, what am I supposed to do? What do you want with me? The answer this time is immediate.
Restore Amicus to his rightful place on the throne.
I wait, but there isn't any other explanation. And how do I do that? Silence. Why me? More silence. I blow out air in frustration, or try to, since nothing comes out. Why can't you all just tell me what to do? You brought me here, didn't you? Just tell me. Nothing. I'm about to just give up, wait out the trip when the monitor begins speaking again.
Interference often leads to destabilization of the events that should follow. The Galaxius must develop and learn its own way.
Except for now, right? This is interfering, isn't it?
Except for in various instances where the children and siblings stray too far off course.
This time I'm the one left unsure of what to say. I'd always seen the parents as all-knowing beings with only good intentions for their children, but now... how do I know they can even be trusted? What I do know is that the monitor is apparently able to hear all my thoughts, so he definitely heard that. Still, he doesn't say anything, just regarding me silently. So, I guess you can't tell me what the purpose of all this is then, the Galaxies as a whole?
That knowledge has not been earned by the sapients yet.
My mistrust grows. Well, can you give me something? Anything that might help me with getting Amicus out of the dungeon? If I'm straying off course, then tell me how to get back on it. The monitor pauses for a moment, as if getting more information from the parents.
Watch the cat.
The cat. Alexios? I wait, but again I get silence. I shake my head. If the parents really are all-knowing and all-powerful, then why can't they just tell me?
We are neither of these things, hence why we must be so careful.
I just stand there, unsure of what else to do. I look around. Is Cassius alright?
The false emperor? Yes, he's somewhere around here.
The monitor looks around dismissively. Did he hear us?
No, he's too busy panicking, a side effect of being a coward imposter. Damn! Everyone's roasting Cassius.
Everyone's just dunking on Cassius. I frown, feeling that's a bit harsh, even on someone like Cassius. Can you help him? Maybe bring him here? I get a feeling from the monitor that I can only describe as an annoyed sigh.
I suppose.
A few moments pass before I start to see something appearing next to me. The unmistakable shape of Cassius materializes, frightened and shaking. He immediately sees me. Marco, where are we? What's happened? Are you... Then he sees the monitor. Ah! He jumps behind me, shielding himself from the creature. The demon! Help me! I get that feeling of amusement from the dragon creature again, and I frown. Have you been scaring him? I get the feeling of a shrug from the creature.
If he's scared, that's his choice.
And the parents are okay with you doing that?
Possibly not, but the White Wolf means little to them.
What? That seems to get Cassius' attention, and he pokes his head around from my side to glare at the monitor. Excuse me, but I am the Emperor!
See that?
What?
Go back. Look at the name.
Oh. That seems like a mistake.
Yeah, probably. No, you are not.
I frown, the scene growing more and more surreal before me. Excuse me. Cassius seems unable to think of anything else to say. Just as I'm about to step between the two of them, I find myself unable to hold my consciousness together any longer, and I begin to drift off. Well.
Cassius looks so,
just to his face.
out of place
no.
and small.
God says no.
Yeah, dude, and then to get offended, like, what are you gonna do, argue with God? Like,
What?
God's like, I don't love you, and you're like, oh, well,
fuck.
yeah, well, who are you gonna argue with about this? Like,
How's that whole eminent domain thing going, or whatever the term was for being chosen by God to be king? Something like that, I don't remember.
yeah, God's just like, I didn't vote for this guy.
God says I didn't vote for you.
I didn't vote for this guy.
What a move.